Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept our humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Welcome to this morning's Srimad Bhagavatam class. It's from Canto 3, the status quo, Chapter 1, questions by Vidura, and this morning we're doing texts 7 and 8. We're very fortunate to have His Grace Dronacarya Prabhu from ISKCON, Temple President of ISKCON, Philadelphia, to give a class. Hare Krishna, Prabhu, please accept our humble obeisances. All glories to the Prabhupada.
Please accept my humble obeisances. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Vanchakopatarubhyascha kripasindhuvyevacha patitanam pavanevyo vaishnavevyo namo namaha. It's great to be here with the Harrisburg family on this Monday. Hope everybody is doing well. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jamunatira vanachari. Jamunatira vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Janavallabha Girivardhari. Gopi Janavallabha Girivardhari. Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana. Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana. Jamunatira vanachari. Yamunatira vanachari. Jayarada Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jayarada Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jayam Vishnupal Paramahamsa Paribrajikacharya Ashotatara Shishimad, His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki.
Yay.
Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Paribrajikacharya Ashotatara Shishimad, His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Maharaj Ki.
Yay.
Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki.
Yay.
Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki.
Yay.
Prem Skaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda Ki.
Yay.
Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shamakunda Radhakunda Giri Govardhan Ki.
Yay.
Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki.
Yay.
Navadvip Mayapur Dham Ki.
Yay.
Ganga Maya Ki.
Yay.
Jamuna Maya Ki.
Yay.
Bhakti Devi Ki.
Yay.
Tulsi Devi Ki.
Yay.
Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki.
Yay.
Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki.
Yay.
Samaveta Bhaktivinoda Ki.
Yay.
Nitai Gora Premanande.
Hari Hari Bo.
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories, all glories, all glories to the lotus feet of Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga.
Oh, glory to Sri Guru and Gauranga.
Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Tirtha Swami Niti Namane Namaste Krishna Padaya Prabhupada Ashratatmane Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Bhakti Tirtha Iti Namane Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirajit Nasta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtuki. Before reciting Srimad Bhagavatam, let's first offer our respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Narayan, unto Nara Narayan Rishi, the supermost human beings, unto the Goddess of Learning, Mother Saraswati, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. By regular attendance in classes on Srimad Bhagavatam, and rendering service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart becomes almost completely destroyed, and devotional service is established within one's heart as an irrevocable fact. Today we're going to be reading two verses, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 1, Text 7, and Text 8. Text 8 has a purport, text 7 doesn't. Although text 7, I found, for at least for myself, this verse to be easier to chant. So I'm going to recommend that we chant together number 7, and then I'll just do number 8. Yada sabayam kuru deva devaya kesham bimarsham sutta karma garhayam navarayam asan nipa shnanushaya swashrer harantya kucha kumkumani yada sabayam kuru deva devyaha kesham bimarsham sutta karma garayam navarayam asa nripa shanushaya swashrer harantya kucha kumani yada sabayam kuru deva devyaha kesham bimarsham sutta karma garayam navarayam asa nipa sanushaya swashrer harantya kucha kumani. Please chant.
Yada sabayam kurudeva devya kesha bhimasham sutakarma garyam navarayam asa nipasnushaya swasre harantya kuchapum kumani. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yada sabhayam kurudev devya kesha vimarsam sutta karma garyam navarayam napastu chaya swasver harantya kuta kumani. Hare Krishna.
यदा सभायां कुरुदेव देव्या केशा विमर्शं सुतकर्मग्रायं न भार्याम् असनृपस्नुषया स्वरैर्हरन्त्या कुचकुङ्कमानि. हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna.
Anyone else? Okay, let's move
Hare
to
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Please go ahead, Mother.
Sada sabhayam kurudeva devya keshabhimarsham sutakarmagaryam navarayam asandrupasnushayah svasairahantya kuchakun kumani. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, the synonyms. Yada, when. Sabhayam, the assembly. Kurudeva Dev Yaha, of Draupadi, the wife of the godly Yudhisthira. Kesha Ambi Marsham, insult by grabbing her hair. Sutta Karma, action taken by his sons. Gar Hayam, which was abominable. Na, did not. Varayam, Asa, forbid. Nirpaha, the king. Shnushayaha, of his nephew's wife. Swashrai, by her tears. Harantayaha, of she who was washing. Kucha kumkamani, red dust on her breast. Translation. The king did not forbid his son Dushashana's abominable actions of grabbing the hair of Draupadi, the wife of the godly King Yudhisthira, even though her tears washed the red dust on her breast. Text number 8. I'll just read this once. Yute tva adharmena jitasya sadayo satyavalambasya vanam gatasya nayachato tat samayena dayam tamo jusano yad ajata shataro. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Yudhisthira, who was born without an enemy, was unfairly defeated in gambling. But because he had taken the vow of truthfulness, he went off to the forest. When he came back in due course and begged the return of his rightful share of the kingdom, he was refused by Dhritarashtra, who was overwhelmed by illusion. Purport. Maharaj Yudhisthira was the rightful heir to his father's kingdom. But just to favor his own sons, headed by Duryodhana, Dhritarashtra, Maharaj Yudhisthira's uncle, adopted various unfair means to cheat his nephews of their rightful share of the kingdom. At last, the Pandavas demanded only 5 villages, one for each of the 5 brothers. But that was also refused by the usurpers. This incident led to the war of Kurukshetra. The battle of Kurukshetra, therefore, was induced by the Kurus and not the Pandavas. As Kshatriyas, the proper livelihood of the Pandavas was only to rule and not to accept any other occupation. A Brahmana, a Kshatriya, a Vaishya will not accept employment for his livelihood under any circumstances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Aganatim Barandasha Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Tinamane. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. The text once again.
Oh, I put it out?
I have it here. The king did not forbid his son Dushashan's abominable action of grabbing the hair of Draupadi, the wife of the godly king Yudhisthira, even though her tears washed the red dust on her breast. Yudhisthira, who was born without any enemy, was unfairly defeated in gambling. But because he had taken a vow of truthfulness, he went off to the forest. When he came back in due course and begged the return of his rightful share of the kingdom, he was refused by Dhritarashtra, who was overwhelmed by illusion. We're just starting the 3rd canto, and in this 3rd canto, it's starting off, Sukadev Goswami. He talks about that, King Vidura, so Vidura, after leaving home, he was part of this assembly, as many of you are already aware, of the Kuru dynasty, and he became so disgusted with what was happening. He said, "I'm just going to go on pilgrimage," and there he met Maitreya Rishi, and Maitreya Rishi begins instructing him on the science of Krishna consciousness, which is basically a large part of the Srimad Bhagavatam, these conversations between Vidura and Maitreya Rishi. And he asked, what else, what's going on in the house of the Pandavas? And so it's starting off again with this conversation about, what had taken place and what is going on in the kingdom. So this was obviously after the Battle of Kurukshetra took place, and he's simply just recapping, what kind of led up to this battle. And for Vidura, this is very real because he was such a part of this. He had to sit by and watch many of the atrocities that were taking place. That his older brother, Dhritarashtra, who was the blind king, who Vidura really tried to counsel and show favor to, and tried to encourage, to be able to stand by and watch his older brother allow his son Duryodhana and his other sons continuously act out of envy, jealousy, and perform dishonest and very cruel acts to their cousins, who were also his nephews, Vidura's nephews, just became too unbearable. So there's a lot to be learned in the Mahabharata, and this particular portion of the Mahabharata. And this main part of it is, a lot of it has to do with gambling. And there was a gambling match in which Maharaj Yudhisthira took part in. And it's kind of odd because here Yudhisthira Maharaj is described as godly. And he is godly. His father was Yamaraj, god of justice. Maharaj Yudhisthira was known for his vow of truthfulness, inability to tell a lie. And we see that gambling leads to untruthfulness. When one starts to gamble, deception begins to enter into the equation. You're taking one's own money, own possessions, and putting them up for wager in hopes of getting something more in return. And then it becomes addictive. The spirit of, I can get more, I can gain more. And then you may lose. And then once again you think, okay, well, I lost this time. Now I'm going to gain even more again. This isn't simply a problem this is very prevalent in society today. You used to be able to gamble, as far as a institution is concerned, in Atlantic City and in Las Vegas. People would travel to these destinations, spend a weekend, take their money, in hopes they would come back rich again. Atlantic City is a little closer for us on the East Coast. And I'm a little bit more familiar with how that got set up, but at least it was a controlled environment. Same thing with Las Vegas. It was a controlled environment, and as long as it took place here, they felt that people would be able to exercise their right to gamble. The damage would be limited, and then people would move. They would leave, come for vacation, and then leave. Just leave. But now gambling has spread even to the internet. And we see that people are gambling every single day. Sometimes you can go into a 7-Eleven and gamble. Of course, you can buy lottery tickets there. But sometimes they have machines where you can just sit there, and you'll see people just sitting there for hours, just putting their money, pulling the lever, hoping that the same 3 bars come up, and then they'll get some money back. Sports gambling. People begin gambling on sports. You can now do it online. There's ads all over the television. They pop up all over your internet browser. On social media. Place a bet. Win big. And then people take their hard-earned money and wager it that some player is going to perform well. And sometimes the player performs to expectations, sometimes it doesn't. And then you think, well, okay, the times it doesn't, I have to win my money back. The times it does, you're very happy. And then you take your money and say, well, I can do even better next time. Let me take the $100 I won and place it to win, $500. And then greed starts setting in. This obviously we can understand as people practicing Krishna consciousness. On the very basic level, how it can disturb the mind and take it away from the goal of life, which is to serve Krishna. But in secular society, we can see how it can degrade to deception, turn to wickedness, turn to violence. There's people that have lost their whole wealth. They gambled away. They become addicted. They lose their families. The families have no money. They come home and the women, they have to tell the women, there's no money in the bank account. What happened? I gambled it all away. Then they're so dejected. And we'll see this similar situation happened to Maharaj Yudhisthira. They actually have, just to show how duplicitous the gambling industry is, they actually set up these hotlines and make available for people that do gamble counseling and therapy for people that become too addicted. So they understand people are going to become addicted, and that's what makes their industry grow. But if you become too addicted, they say, we'll help you out. It's quite sad. And you see this actually on billboards. You're approaching a casino, they'll be advertising the casino, and at the bottom it'll say, gambling problem, call this number. Well, they have a problem because you exist. It's like a bar, saying, have an alcohol problem, call this number. But please come into our bar, buy alcohol, and get drunk. Or a liquor shop. Have an alcohol problem, call this number for therapy. But please come into please come into our store and buy as much as you can, so we can profit off of you. So when we look at some of the history of the United States, especially back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, and you see the women's movement, their desire to want to vote and have equal rights, how a lot of this came about is because of the men couldn't control themselves. The men would earn money. They'd work their jobs, they'd get their paychecks, and they would drink and gamble it all away. And then they would come home and they would be distraught, a lot of times intoxicated, now angry that they lost their money that they worked hard for. And they would come home, instead of taking accountability for it, they would beat their wives and children. So at a certain point, the women said, enough is enough. This stuff has to end. So they really petitioned Congress in order to stop the sale of alcohol and made alcohol prohibited. And there was a period of time called the Prohibition from around the 1920s in America, where it was illegal to consume alcohol. So this was all brought about by these temptations that society brings forth, and which plays right into the hand of individuals that are weak, susceptible, become to addiction, and then basically take their money and ruin their lives, and ruin the lives of their family. So what happened here, we can see parallels to this. Now, when we talk about the Mahabharata, there's always layers of lessons. And this is true and we can see all within the Srimad Bhagavatam and other parts where God is interacting with society. There are direct lessons that we can learn for our own personal upliftment, but then there's also other things we can take from it. Spiritual lessons. So there's moral and ethical lessons, but there's also some spiritual lessons as well. Spiritual meaning that transcendental, how we actually transcend the bodily platform. So there's lessons of Dharma, lessons of honesty, but then there's also lessons of God's mercy. So the Pandavas, I'm going to read a little bit about the Mahabharata, from the Mahabharata. This is from chapter 9 of the Sabda Parva. And the Pandavas arrived in Hastinapur, and they were welcomed, this is superficially, by Dhritarashtra, who supplied them very beautiful furnished rooms. They spent the night in those apartments, and the next day, Dhritarashtra, they were taken to meet Duryodhana and his 100 brothers, as well as Shakuni and other members of the Kuru race. The Pandavas were shown an assembly hall, and out of courtesy, the Pandavas expressed appreciation for the beauty of the royal assembly court. Duryodhana and his followers were indifferent to the assembly house. Their minds were fixed on the gambling match. After the hall had been inspected, Shakuni suggested that they sit down and play a game of dice. However, Yudhisthira advised, gambling is deceitful, sinful, and there is no Kshatriya prowess in it. When there is no morality in such action, why do you praise gambling in this way? The wise do not advise playing with one who is expert in dice. O Shakuni, do not try to subjugate us by deceitful means. Victory in battle without deception and wickedness is the mark of a true warrior. So we can see that Yudhisthira Maharaj was against engaging in gambling with Dhritarashtra's sons. Shakuni, he replied, "It is from a desire to be victorious that one person approaches another for gambling. But such a desire is really not dishonest. One who is expert in gambling approaches another to defeat that person. Similarly, one who is expert in the use of weapons approaches a weaker enemy with the idea of defeating him. This is the practice in every contest. The motive is victory. If you think that my intentions are deceptive, then you may desist from play." And Maharaj Yudhisthira replied, "Since you have challenged me, I will not withdraw. This is my established vow. We are all under the control of destiny. Who in this assembly shall be my opponent? Who will match their skill against mine? Let the play begin." Then Duryodhana joyfully, hearing this, became very joyful. He says, "O monarch, I shall supply gems and jewels of every kind of wealth. However, my uncle, Shakuni, shall roll the dice for me." Maharaj Yudhisthira, he didn't agree to these terms. Gambling for one's own sake is allowed, but a substitute is never sanctioned. Shakuni, who is Duryodhana's uncle, he spoke up and he says, "I see nothing wrong with this arrangement. It is evident that if you want to avoid playing by offering some excuse, if you do not want to play, then tell us frankly. In other words, you can back away." So Maharaj Yudhisthira was basically misled into this activity. There was a setup of this gambling match by Duryodhana, his brothers, his uncle Shakuni, who was apparently very well known for being able to gamble and play this game of dice. So in other words, this whole thing was fixed in order to hurt the Pandavas. Maharaj Yudhisthira, he says, "Okay." Why did he say okay? You would think the honest Yudhisthira would be able to show self-restraint, walk away, understand that there was corruption going on. So from this we can take that, one, the power of Maya is very strong. And even at our strongest points, we can still become susceptible. Srila Prabhupada would say that we should all remain in a healthy fear of Maya. Healthy fear means that at any point, I could show poor judgment and succumb to the influences of the material energy. Another point is that Yudhisthira, being a Kshatriya, was being challenged. And even now, a person challenges us in certain types of sports or type of activity or in debate. A competitive spirit which sometimes is born of the false ego, many times, mostly is born of the false ego, sometimes arises. And so as a Kshatriya, that spirit is even stronger. To be able to back down from a challenge would be seen as weak. So Yudhisthira, he accepted this. And lastly, we could say, well, still this is outside of the nature of Yudhisthira Maharaj, again, who is the embodiment of honesty and righteousness. From that we can understand that there's something else going on here. There's something more at play. It is simply just not a person falling victim to weakness. And this is where the will of the Supreme Lord comes into play. Whenever we see a person, a devotee of the Lord, one of the personalities in the scriptures, when they act, those that are very elevated in character, and they act out of character, we should understand that actually there's something much more deeper at play. There's a deeper message that is going on. We recently had Ram Navami, and I seem to get this question all the time whenever we talk about Ram Leela, and that is always, Ram was such a righteous king. Ram was, so truthful. Ram was so just. Ram was so loving and protective. How is it possible that he would send Sita away? It seems so out of character. Like everything is going along perfectly. The story is making, he's doing everything right, and then all of a sudden he makes this wrong decision. So when these things happen, we should understand that there is something, part of the Leela of the Supreme Lord, that requires us to try to understand, not just superficially, but to really go deeper to understand what is actually taking place. So in this case, this gambling match was, there's a lot of lessons, ethical and moral lessons to be learned. But also, we should understand Krishna has a hand in this as well. And this is ultimately leading to one of the reasons why Krishna came down to this, down to the earth. Paritanaya sarunam vinashaya chaduskritam. To annihilate the miscreants, up to uplift and protect his devotees. He brought all the assembly to the battle of Kurukshetra eventually, and this gambling match was one of the catalysts to that battle taking place. And from that battle of Kurukshetra, we also get the gem of the Bhagavad Gita, which was spoken directly from Krishna to Arjuna, which we benefit from and the world benefits from today. So, as the gambling match continued, I'll just wrap up because this is very interesting. If you read this part of the Mahabharata, they went back and forth, and each time Shakuni would throw the dice, and he would explain, "Look, I have won," and Yudhisthira Maharaj, he started gambling all his wealth away. And then after he gambled all his wealth, they kept prodding him and saying, "What else? What else would you like to gamble? You can't simply stop now, because you can win it all back." Vidura was watching this, as well as other elders in the assembly, Bhishma, Dronacarya. They were all watching this, and they could all see what was happening. They were all embarrassed that watching Maharaj Yudhisthira basically gamble away everything. Then he says, okay, you can start taking one by one. He started gambling his different brothers, Nakula, Sahadev, Arjuna, Bhima. Finally, he had to gamble himself away. And each time he would lose. And you would think, why wouldn't he just stop? At a certain point, you have to cut your losses. From a secular point of view, that psychological point of view, a lot of times that doesn't happen. And that's why you see people gamble away their whole entire lives, left with nothing. They go into debt, and then they actually start borrowing money to gamble. The mafia was well known for this. They would lend money to people to gamble who had no money. And then the people lost their money, and now they still owed them money. And now you owe money to people. Now people are knocking on your door wanting to get their money back. So eventually he gambled himself, and he lost. And then he gambled his wife, Draupadi, and he lost. And then as soon as Draupadi was lost to Yudhisthira, that is where another twist took place. Draupadi was brought into the assembly, and she didn't come willingly. Dushashan, Duryodhana's brother, dragged her from the assembly after she unwillingly wanted to come, because she said, I can't believe that in a moment's time, we woke up this morning, everything was fine, and now look what has happened. Everything has essentially crumbled. We now belong as slaves to the sons of Dhritarashtra, our own uncle. How has anybody allowed this to take place? She actually sent him back, and she says, ask my husband, who did he lose first, me or himself? And that was the question that she put forth to the to the assembly of elders. If he lost himself first, am I still a slave? Do I belong to my husband, or do I belong to them? And but Vidura, he tried to intervene. He tried to stop this. He tried to warn Dhritarashtra. He says, this is going to be the undoing of your whole entire dynasty. Like, this is the beginning of the end. This degraded activity of dishonesty and corruption. And now you're taking, the most respected Draupadi, and now you're insulting and enslaving her, and you're going to bring her before the assembly and dishonor her. The world will know about this. And Dhritarashtra, replied, because he felt he had won. He says, oh, Vidura, you always try to protect them. You're always trying to favor them, and you never try to look after my sons. If you would just once look at things with an honest and open eye, you would be happy for us. For once, be happy for us that we are victorious. And Vidura was just so disgusted. And he predicted that this was the beginning of the end. And as the story goes, as the pastimes go, Draupadi was brought forth. She was, you know, Dushashan grabbed her by her hair and actually drug her into the assembly with her hair. And this is what's being discussed in this verse today, in verse number 7, that the tears basically washed the kumkum, from her, that had fallen from her head to her chest. A very pathetic scene. And then, Bhima, who is probably the most combative of all the 5 Pandavas, he told Dushashan, he says, one day I'm going to meet you in battle and I will rip open your chest and drink your blood. And then to Dhritarashtra, who basically pointed to his thigh for Draupadi to come and sit on his thigh, he says, and I will break your thigh in battle. He says, if I, wasn't loyal, and it was very hard for them to sit by and watch what was going on. So this took place, and this ultimately led to the Battle of Kurukshetra. Interestingly enough, as they came out of this assembly, Dhritarashtra, after much pressure from the Kuru elders and seeing Draupadi's, plea and the way things were going, he actually gave them back their lives, and he sent them, and the Pandavas returned home. But soon after that, Duryodhana and his brothers, they derived another plan. And they said, let's bring him back for another gambling match. This time, whoever loses has to go into exile for 12 years. If we lose, we have to go into exile for 12 years. If they lose, they have to go into exile for 12 years. And on the 13th year, they have to remain incognito, unrecognizable. And if they're recognized, then it starts 12 years again. And they thought this way we can basically get rid of them. They won't be here. We can win the hearts of the society, and people will know us to be the kings. And by the time they return, everybody would have forgotten about them. Again, we can understand that this was all being driven by the will of Krishna. Because how is it that how could it be that anybody would fall victim again to a gambling match after they lost so much, been humiliated so much? They knew it was being fixed, and there was deceit taking place. How could they possibly fall victim to this? But they had another gambling match. Once again, Maharaj Yudhisthira lost. Shakuni fixed the match, and they were banished into exile. The Pandavas were. And in exile, they were once again tortured. Many different ways in which they tried to be killed and assassinated while they were in exile. But they survived, and they returned home. And upon returning home after 13 years, they simply said, is it possible? We're looking to move forward with our lives. All we want is 5 kingdoms, because each kingdom we can have. Can we just have one of 5 kingdoms? You can give each of us 5 kingdoms. And they were denied, which was a further insult to them. And this was, again, we're getting closer to the Battle of Kurukshetra. So with this I'll end. There's a lot of lessons that we can learn from this, as I said, about gambling, the institution of gambling, how prevalent it is in society, and reasons why we don't engage in these activities. We lose our sense of self. and there is a rapid decline in judgment, and we can see this very prevalent in society. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for very somber and thought-provoking lecture about what gambling can do. And as you were describing this, I was thinking, oh, by the way, this is the time to unmute yourself. If you have a question, you have a comment. I just want to start with one comment, and then the Buddhists can comment as they want. That as you were talking about this gambling, and thank you actually for relating the sequence of events as described in the Mahabharata, how bad gambling can be. And then I thought about the regulative principles. One of them, Srila Prabhupada said, no gambling.
Yeah.
Just 2 words. How much relief it gives us to live a life of no gambling. When Maharaji still gambled, see what happened. I mean, he all but lost his dignity.
Yeah.
He lost his wife, and look how they treated his wife right in front of everybody. Gambling can do that. And we talked about how in our situations, even the mafia would lend money for people to go gamble, and then they gamble everything away and their own savings, and now they're in debt and they don't even have the money to pay for it.
Yeah.
So gambling is absolutely, absolutely not only mind-boggling, but a dangerous thing to do. So if we live a life of no gambling, how fortunate we are, literally. It's peace that we don't seem to realize. It's very peaceful not to gamble, actually.
Yeah. Takes the pressure off of you completely.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hare Krishna. Yeah. So, dear devotees, so if there's any comments about this, please. I mean, we've learned a lot from the way Dronacarya has described this thing in detail and how it can really affect us. But if you'd like to comment or ask a question, please go ahead and do that. Hopefully the devotees understand that the regulative principles are meant to actually protect us. If you take gambling alone, it's meant to protect us. We think that we're just doing things, people are eating meat, they're having illicit sex, and well, we're not getting any sexually transmitted diseases either because we don't involve ourselves in it. And they go to the hospitals and all kinds of craziness. Not to mention, the bigger ones like herpes and those, we don't deal with any of it. So protective, these 4 regulative principles. Anyway, any questions or comments? Okay, well, I know we learned from it. Thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you all for listening. I've always enjoyed reading the Mahabharata in the past time because it's just so instructive in just so many different ways. And, the Srimad Bhagavatam just gives us bits and pieces of it because the Bhagavatam picks up basically where the Mahabharata leaves off and where it kind of ends. It's that transition to Maharaj Parikshit. So, thank you all.
I think there's a question. Dear Krishna Prabhu has a question, yeah. It's a comment.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. All glory to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you for wonderful narration of the pastime from Mahabharata. When we talk about gambling, in my understanding, there are 2 reasons one could be attracted. One is that excitement, and second thing is that one might not be satisfied with what he is earning or whatever positions he has. So as a practicing devotee, how can we remain satisfied in whatever we are getting in this material life to maintain and sustain ourselves?
Yeah, so we have to, being satisfied is a quality of a devotee. And when we live within our means, that is the challenge in this material world, is because we're constantly being asked to live outside of our means. Buy a bigger, better car, buy a bigger, better house, you know, continue to purchase things that are outside of your ability, you know, to pay for them. And then when you do that, you go into debt. And credit card companies are very good at that. They'll lend you money that you don't currently have, and then you become indebted to them, right? And then you got to pay an interest. Um, and so we have to make a conscious effort within our families to basically say these are the things that are important to us. And even though there are temptations that are there to maybe live outside of our range and our means, we have to be able to resist that and then prioritize. If something is very important to us, and we say, okay, well, let's set aside money, you know, some Lakshmi to money to in order to pay, you know, for these things that we feel that we want. But we should do things in a very honest way, because when we do it in an honest way, we can at least have peace of mind. What happens when we go down this road of either gambling or trying to cut corners in some way, perhaps make a deal, do something deceitful? It continues to reside in our consciousness. And then we think, well, we can do this again, and we can keep doing this again and again. So part of it is, you know, we have to preach to ourselves that living within one's means will actually bring peace within our minds as well as in our households. And we may not have as much as other people, but around us in society, but we can at least carry a peace of mind and a healthy sense of well-being. And then, you know, if a person, has a profession, honesty, and honestly, you know, works up through, gets a promotion and gets, you know, that's also a way of being able to advance oneself in their grihasta life. If they have, you know, they need more. Sometimes you need more money in life. There's periods of time when children are going to school or you're just starting a family. Sometimes you need more money, where you may work a little bit more, a little bit harder, work for a promotion. But it should all be done in an honest way.
Thank you very much. It's
Thank
good
you.
advice.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Hey,
You see sometimes people sell their souls in order to you may have co-workers, or even sometimes, you know, even devotees get distracted by it. It's almost like they sell their souls in order to get more money so that they can buy things that, you know, it's questionable, do they really need them? But they actually lose a lot of times their, we say, the Krishna consciousness. They lose their focus that Krishna is the goal of our lives. You know, serving the spiritual master, serving the words of the spiritual master. They lose that. They forget about it. You know, forgetfulness takes place. They become completely consumed with, you know, these other considerations. Sometimes it's so unnecessary.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
If it's wealth that people want, it's just one common. There's so much wealth in the spiritual world. It's actually better to what we call wealth here is breadcrumbs we're living on, and people don't realize how much wealth there is for every individual living entity in the spiritual world.
Yeah.
That's where you really enjoy. Mm-hmm.
And everything here breaks. Whatever you buy is going to break. Everything here breaks. Everything you buy here is going to break in a couple of years. You know, the car is going to break. The TV is going to break. The roof is going to break. You know, we invest so much money in things that we know they're just going to break.
Yeah. We have a
We have to
handyman coming to
of
our
course, we
house.
have to be practical. We have to, you know, we need places to live. We need furniture. We need, you know, forms. But we have to regulate these things. You know, that's the key part of it. You know, Bhagavad Gita says, you know, one is regulated in these activities. is actually a yogi, you know.
Mm.
They're eating, they're sleeping, they're mating, their recreation. They have to be regulated in these activities.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare
Sound
Krishna.
advice this morning. Hare Krishna. Thank you, devotees, for coming on. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Jai.
Vanchakopatarubhishcha
Vanchakapatarubhisya
kripasindhuvyevacha
kripasindhuvya
patitanam
evacha
pavanebhyo
patitanam pavanebhyo.
vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Thank you again. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.